Yeah, yesterday was a great round for me. I got a moving day, shot 11 under, hot round, tied with Calvin, and it got me right up on the lead card. And looking forward to the opportunity to win my 6th Texas States in a row, and I'm super excited to add that to the list of titles for me. And it's going to be a windy day and a tough challenge, but I'm looking forward to it.
Here we are, final round. Of course, I designed the Thorn out here in Tyler. Really excited to be on lead card again today. Game plan today is pretty simple. Avoid catastrophe with the winds. You know, it's a little breezier today, so try to make smart decisions on which side of the basket to be on to give myself good looks. You know, just see how the chips fall. This course can bite you or you can play through real smooth. So I'm just trying to do the latter and can't really ask for much more, so I'm psyched.
I'm stoked to be back on the lead card for the final round today. I played kind of a slow and steady round yesterday. The conditions weren't quite as easy as round 1 and nice and hot out. Sitting 5 back from Calvin, I feel like I'm gonna have to really step on the gas pedal today. No, just playing for pars on some of the harder holes. I need to give myself chances at birdie on nearly every hole. Hopefully dial those circle 2 putts in. I haven't been quite connecting on some of my longer looks, so that could be the difference today.
Yeah, yesterday I had a really good stretch in the middle of the course. Got going with probably a 90-footer, followed by a 50-footer, and then just proceeded to throw a lot of good drives, and the rest of them were pretty close, so scoring seemed pretty easy when you're throwing that well. Today, it's a little windier, but pretty much same game plan. You know, the field on lead cards pretty tight still. Anyone can win it on lead cards. You got to still attack and hopefully get a bunch of birdies.
Hello and welcome to the final round of the 2022 Texas State Disc Golf Championship presented by Latitude 64. You are watching the Disc Golf Pro Tour on JomezPro with Nate Sexton, Jeremy Koling, and Paul Ulibarri.
And we have a wonderful card. Calvin Heimburg leading the way with that hot second round and just an insane middle stretch as he talked about in that profile. 21 under par. He is first in Circle 1 and in birdies. That is a great stat to have out here at the Thorn, but Ricky Wysocki, the undefeated 5-time Texas State champion, 2 strokes behind him, and if there's one person you don't want on your heels, it's the man who's undefeated here in Texas. Greg Barsby, the designer of the course, look at that scramble rate, look at that OB rate. We've got a lot of first and percentages here for our league group. Greg Barsby's throwing it clean, wearing those 20/30 glasses. And the reigning world champion in striking distance, but like he said, it's going to have to be hot start. He cannot let off the gas from the get-go. Got to get the bonus birdies, got to get the ones you got to get. It's going to be an exciting round.
Yeah, Calvin leading the field in Circle 1, but Rick leading the field in Circle 2. And if there's one guy that really doesn't care or know what circle he's even in, I feel like it's Rick. So you got to watch out here. Hole 1, par 3, 382.
First up on the box, representing Innova Champion Disc, give it up for Calvin Heimburg.
Facing into the headwind. It's a little bit of a left to right headwind. Keeping it low is key. Calvin's done a good job here. If he can connect on the rocks. Yep, that's exactly what you're looking to do.
And yesterday, this was the only putt he missed. So let's see if he can fix that.
Playing into the rocks seems like a more legitimate play than trying to skip up to the rocks, just because it makes up such a huge chunk of real estate.
Especially if you're playing the backhand. I mean, you don't want to mess with that curve. You really have to fly it to the edge. And that might have stopped, I think, from those cheers. It must have got a good reaction.
Have you guys seen anybody land on the tiers yet?
I've seen people hit high up, but everyone's come back down. I've not seen someone stick higher than the base.
Unless Rick just did.
Yeah, right. We couldn't quite see it from that angle. This looks like this is heading to where Barsby was in round 2, and that's a no decision layup from that range.
Conrad.
But maybe it's not. I mean, if Greg's trying to attack that win, who knows? Do you start running those putts early? It's tough to say. It's such a hard putt.
I mean, yesterday he was 150 feet, and it seemed like he actually went after it.
This is looking nice and wide.
This could have a chance for that tier.
Oh, yes, it does. The second tier.
Wow, it can be done.
Oh, that's incredible. Well done. Not easy to do.
No.
Not much space for it to hit the rock and not ricochet down. And it's not the sight you want to see if you're the field. Once Ricky gets that putter going, that basket seems real big. And Calvin does make the correction.
Ricky and Calvin's scores are absolutely phenomenal to this point. This course is tough. The wind has been tough. There's a lot of long tree-lined fairways. I'm really impressed with how well they've been able to dice it up.
Yeah, I think it's one of the harder courses we play all season. I really do, as far as score goes, and these guys are just lighting it up.
I mean, they're nearly at the point where one might have thought would have been competing for the winning score.
Yeah.
Maybe 25 or so would have been.
Certainly looks like that's going to get blown out of the water.
You'd think. Hole 2, par 4. 741 feet. There is that OB on the right, and the more dangerous OB is down the hill to the left, setting up an approach to the pinch gap that you see here with the tunnel. We did see James go backhand and then backhand hyzer, which is also an option.
I really like this hole.
The more you bite off, it certainly helps trying to control that shot into the green.
This needs to get down. There is a slope down there too. I mean, within 4 feet of it. That's fine, though.
The headwind on this hole wasn't lifting the discs as much as I feared that it would. It actually was kind of helping put the brakes on these drives from what I was seeing.
This is really wide. May need to get over the curb. And it does.
Yeah.
That's a dangerous shot.
Can't imagine Rick's trying to play off the road there, but
I don't see why you would. I think that the chance of the curb is so high when you're playing it that low.
He's going to have just a little chip shot in, though.
Yeah.
I mean, that might be, I guess it's not pig anymore. It's harp. That might be harp in. Stable putter.
Or yeah, unless he's so far upright that it's kind of a too much of an angle swinging
Yeah,
back.
maybe a backhand hyzer.
Yeah, or skipping forehand, I think.
Okay.
And James executing his game plan well, again, keeping on the right side of the fairway, opening up that hyzer approach.
That's going to be sort of strangely right, I'm guessing, for what Greg has practiced.
I don't know. I feel like it opens up the hyzer forehand the whole way.
Yeah, it definitely does.
And I like that about that width there. And Barsby was a great shot.
Yeah, that was really nice.
Looks like he is lining up that hyzer again. But he did disc down.
And yeah, not the height
or
the width. Needed to correct one of the two. Higher would have been fine, wider would have been fine, but that's going to leave him in a difficult spot.
It's pretty sticky in there, but he's fairly close. So should be fine. That's a good kick, but that's deep. That's circled, outside circle too, probably.
So Ricky with an opportunity to potentially put one close and maybe get a stroke on Calvin early.
Pretty wide. Good skip, though.
Oh, yeah.
You were on point with the driver call there, Nate.
We've mentioned it in the first 2 rounds, but you're going to see it over and over on this course, whether the ground gives you the skip like it does there, and sometimes it just collects the disc, and you never quite know when it's going to do one or the other.
It's a tough putt from there because there is a low ceiling. It's hard to see on our cameras, but Calvin has to putt that a little bit lower than he would like.
And Rick, that's what he was looking for, the birdie start.
Taking a bite out of that lead. I'm pretty struck by the confidence that Ricky showed in that little open piece, and obviously with 5 titles to his name already at the Texas States, he deserves to speak that way. But for him to say, I'm looking forward to adding this to my trophy case from 2 shots back, is a bold way to talk about it. And I mean,
I love it.
Yeah.
I love the attitude.
Yeah, me too. I usually say I'm looking to add a trophy case.
Yeah, I'm looking to buy a case.
so that Ricky can put his trophies in there.
Because Ricky has like, it's overflowing. It's just, he has a really messy house, you know?
Yep.
You got to help him out. Hole 3, par 3, 464. This one's downhill the whole way with the early mandatory. A little bit of a headwind today, if anything, so it's really tough to keep it low under the branches the whole way down with the kind of power that you need to put on the disc to get down and around this corner. I think the low forehand is probably the most common play. We may be going to see James try that really technical backhand again.
I would love to see it work. I just want to see the flight. This is perfect. It might be a little right, but I mean...
Oh, the early skip.
But I mean, that's so good to me.
Yeah.
To me, I would just take that every time.
It's good. I mean, he's got to be 40 feet.
Mm-hmm.
The way those putts looked on the first 2, he's liking his chances on the green.
Oh, this could run.
Go, go, go. Yeah.
Solid.
That's circle 1-ish almost. Not quite, no. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, circle 2-ish.
I thought that was the little creek right in front of the basket or the ditch.
Well, so much for what I said about it being difficult to keep it low. I feel like maybe these guys aren't playing this in any kind of headwind because those look beautiful. They were able to just control the nose angle.
Yeah, we had a bit more of a right to left crosswind, not so much of a headwind when we were playing it.
Looks like he's lining up for a roller.
Yeah, he said that he was going to be going roller on this one because he really... Oh my gosh.
No.
That got away. Oh, and that's in a terrible spot. But James was mentioning before the round while we were practicing that he was going to have to go for everything. He did not come out here to take 3rd or 4th place. He wanted to play for the win.
Second forehand of the day already for James.
And that's out there by Greg's drive. A little bit of danger here for James early.
Man, wouldn't this be nice to just ring a deep one up early? Not to be.
No, not this time. What a special putt that was in round 2. If you haven't seen it, go watch that front 9. Calvin provides some highlights.
Oh, man. Very close.
Can't afford an early bogey, but he's going to have to take one here.
And now Rick, with the dream start chance, could tie it up here. Oh.
That is some unfortunate twizzle. And there were only 3 birdies on the day on this hole.
Wow.
Because we've seen more birdies on harder holes. Way more.
I told you there was a headwind.
This hole was playing tough today. That being said, it was only the 5th most difficult hole. Not yielding too many bogeys, but just birdies for Nathan Queen, AJ Carey, and Brandon Cawthorn.
Wow, that's amazing. Only the 5th hardest and just 3 guys out of 131 or something were able to come away with the birdie.
I'm excited to see this next hole.
Yeah.
It's like one of my favorite holes. Really maybe on the tour to watch these guys play just because you have all the elements. You have this tight gap. You have a slanted fairway, low ceiling the whole time.
way.
So there's no mess up. Like it has to be exacto. Par 4, 880 feet. It has all the great elements I feel of a good disc golf hole, along with the shrubs on the right, which create kind of a natural OB. So you don't even really need it on this.
Yeah, it's out of bounds. It's casual on the right side, but like you said, it's so thick in there that if you get in there, it serves just as much of a penalty stroke as a natural OB.
Right, and I think it's very tough to challenge the best players in the world with par is okay without any OB, and so I just absolutely love this hole.
We've only seen one birdie this week on this hole. It was Chris Dickerson in round 1, or round 2, excuse me.
Very low
Yeah, and you
for
can
Greg.
You can call the par whatever you want. We still got to play it, and it's a fun play and a tough one. But I think Calvin's got what it takes. I said that yesterday. He likes those low penetrating just...
Oh, this is a good start.
This is the way you want to get at it. This is the left side that you're looking for.
He'll have a downhill low ceiling shot from there that you just have to push up right next to that creek, but not into all those branches.
James really going to have to play catch up now. 6 back of the lead.
That's a great drive.
And that's a good start. Ricky in round 2 had just an absolutely phenomenal save on this hole. Early tree kick, and then 480 redirected right to the pin and saved his 4, but it looked like he had no chance of getting better than a 5. This time he's playing the hole a lot cleaner.
That was an awkward little run-up for Greg and just complete body control. That was a tough shot. Well done. Perfect spot. Now we get to the exciting stuff.
Oh, James is going to go full send here.
Is it turning?
No flip, but it's a good shot. But
well, it's a good shot, but we saw Calvin take a bogey from even farther up than that yesterday.
Yeah, that might be a little tricky.
I mean, Calvin might only have like 400 in.
This is an all-timer for a drive on this hole. Wow, yeah.
What?
And he's got that destroyer over.
Oh, yeah.
It's better than good, guys. Oh, and the redirect basket. He's long in 2. Oh, that's silly. That is amazing. What a good kick. And if it didn't hit that, he was going 40 past the basket like he did on 9 yesterday.
This is in trouble right here. This needs to get down.
Okay.
Yeah, that might be 50 feet.
That is potentially a situation for a 2-stroke swing in Calvin's favor.
This is too high, isn't it?
Just
ducking
under the ceiling. Wow. Those low ceiling branches come out to about 60 feet in front of the basket, so it's really tough to put any height on your approach. You really have to drive it into the sand and just trust that it's going to sit.
Wow.
Or try skipping it, you know.
That was awesome. Just knowing that the sand is not going to rock it, you know, because he threw that hard. Trusting that ground play is going to be muted.
Huge putt for Ricky. And that is going to be high and left. And, man, to be out of position and save the par in round 2 and be out in position and bogey here, that is a tough result for Rick. And more than likely, Calvin's going to clean up that incredible birdie putt, and he's going to take 2 on this hole and go up 3. Yeah, if Greg's still out, my goodness, Calvin is close.
Look at that smirk.
The business smirk. Oh, my goodness. Only the second birdie of the weekend, Calvin Heimburg.
Commentator's dream, because we've been putting him on the short list on this hole all week, saying, oh, I think Calvin would be the guy.
Yep.
There he is.
That was awesome. He's just got that different gear at that height.
Yeah.
That nobody else has. Not one person.
Mm-hmm. It's
on cue. Other people can do it, you know, 1 out of every 5 or something, but he just is just like zzz.
It's his strongest golf play is to keep the disc 4 feet off the ground and somehow manage to get 500 feet out of it.
And absolutely smack it.
Just pow. Smack.
He's going to have to keep this one low, too. This little par 3 has been playing tough this week. We haven't seen very many birdies on it.
This looks really pretty good. That was close. Just catches that corner.
You could instant replay yesterday's round, and that's exactly what he did as well. Same 2. Or same fork tree right there.
Greg with the Roadrunner. Such a good off-speed thrower. Gonna take a little off. I don't think you're gonna see a lot of guys going that quick on this hole, especially with the power Greg has. But he's got a lot of comfort with that disc.
Yeah, he loves those eagles. Loves those fairway drivers, backhand and forehand. James getting sneaky. We've seen quite a few get through those woods, and I don't really know how, because they are pretty dicey in there.
And this looks as if it's in the putter variety as well. Oh, jeez.
Just too good. Bouncing right back with a great drive. Good chance for the birdie. Meanwhile, Calvin's got to flick the approach, and that's easy does it. That's a good touch for a shot that it appears very easy, but it is not. It's very awkward throwing those 120-foot forehands through tight gaps. It's not something that...
Yeah, I would say that was even harder than what Greg had. Being able to throw something on Annie and making sure that highs are... Your tendency is sometimes to pull it, and then you're scared of that, so you early release it.
Totally. It is an awkward shot to throw regardless of how well you're playing. Those shots are just the off-speed ones that catch you off guard. And Ricky... bouncing back.
Beautiful birdie.
And if you guys want to see somebody chain out on this hole, watch Gatekeeper's coverage, because somebody does it on my card, and it is pretty awesome. Barsby with a great par save.
Trying to get himself pumped up there. I respect that.
Calvin threw that approach with his brand new disc, the Toro. Pretty excited for that one.
Oh, yeah. Got to check that out.
Looking at hole 6, par 4, 555. As we were playing this one today, we were all just kind of standing around remarking what a fun disc golf hole this is, because it's got the hero shot over the top. It's got a pretty wide and fun fairway to throw underneath. It's got the super technical, nervy approach with the OB behind it. Just has a lot of really fun elements. Everybody kind of standing around waiting in the backup. We were saying how much we liked this hole.
And on that approach, there's a clean line all the way there. So it's pureable.
Ooh, he did get through
Ricky, wow.
That, how do you even get it to turn over on that line? Like, that looked like
so high.
It looked like it was going to go so far left.
And it looked like he threw it flat as well. I mean, that was a very lucky but also impressive throw. And look at Calvin, matching suit or following suit. What's the expression?
Suiting up.
Yeah, you know, he suited up and he followed suit, I would say.
Followed suit. But Calvin does not get the same result. He's going to have to work really hard at this point to get the birdie. I like the turnover play into the ground of this hole. Look at that skip.
Oh, man.
That would have been fun if we didn't see it hit that tree. How far could that have gone?
It looked like it had 75 more feet.
Yeah, I think he was going to put himself in like long jump putt approach layup zone.
Can James get a power skip?
A good one.
It's decent.
Not a power skip. So what does Calvin have left? This is well out of position. This needs to not hit or hit.
I think it stayed in.
Oh,
it didn't.
And that's so far away from the basket. There's likely a bogey coming up for Calvin unless he can make a long par save.
Awkward spot for Rick, but does very well.
And he's in bounds, so he's going to have a look potentially to get a two-stroke swing.
Scary look. Even if he's got that 28-footer. Oh.
Sit.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. There you go. I like the idea of getting aggressive with your throw through this gap. Match the speed of what you're comfortable with and just taking the results, whatever they may be. I like to sprinkle that in with a little bit of touch, but it's sometimes hard hitting these narrow gaps, throwing at 30%.
Another great shot for Greg.
Yeah. He's really been on it this week. Slow and steady the whole time.
Yeah, man, I don't even know about slow.
Oh my gosh. Calvin out of bounds way far back. I thought he might have like a 45, 50 foot look, but look at that. Hit the tree and roll back up the hill. My goodness.
No, he's got the scary nervy putt as well.
It might be even nervier if Ricky can make this putt. Oh, just off the top. This is pretty big. A good scramble for the bogey. I can't even imagine how difficult it is that far to the right. There's so many trees off to the right side of the fairway.
Two under. Just kind of plugging along on this front nine, doing what he has to do. I feel like that's the same thing he did yesterday, and then all of a sudden he brought the heat at the end.
It really wasn't that crazy impressive, but he had 0 bogeys in the second round. Only 1 bogey on hole 11 the first round. Other than that, he's played a very clean tournament, just getting enough birdies to stay in the hunt.
And I mean, on this course especially, 2 down through 6 is good.
It's fine.
Like,
fine.
There's not a lot of gimmies at all on this course. This is as close as it really gets here on 7, and it's, like I said, it's so scary on the tee because it could be a double bogey like that with all the out of bounds.
Just hit the gap and don't get a bad tree kick. I mean,
fantastic.
That can't get a tree kick because it's right down the middle.
I'm saying it. I think he has some those glasses. We need to check them. He's got some computers going on.
There's a lot of room behind those frames. I feel
exactly. Like. I don't know what kind of vision he's using there, but
there's no way they don't have batteries. Just looking at them.
Oh, Ricky.
Oh, boy.
Oh, no more.
That's it.
Yeah, never mind. Perfect.
Wow.
And we'll tap. Yep, the tap. That was hanging on for its dear life for 70% of the flight, and then...
Here's a better
follow
angle.
Flight. Yeah. And there it is. And tap, tap. Nervy tee shot after the bogey on 6.
And not his strong suit either.
And that
I saw
hits
that
the
line.
OB line, and it's safe.
Oh, wow. He just barely crawls across.
Oh, my gosh. That could have been disaster. But he's on the correct side of the creek from about 85 feet.
What?
Oh, come on. Again, Calvin Heimburg. What?
So you can either just absolutely...
Wow. All right, that's a first.
That's got to be one of the coolest
first.
I've ever seen. Up inside the band. And Ricky with the base drive gets nothing. After Calvin takes the bounce and then just puts that in. Unreal.
That for me reminds me, even though it's a completely, James just off high. That looked good. That reminds me a little bit of Paul's putt on hole 3 at Waco when he shot his 18 under, hits left side chains and just does this like board slide across the back side of the basket and just barely stays in. If that falls out, we don't see history that day.
Hole 8, par 4, 564. This one has that slight left bend, and I say slight because if you go too hard left, you're in no man's land and you have a really tough shot. You'd like it to go straight about 390 with just that little bit of fade to get you up near that out of bounds creek so that you have a pretty clear and obvious route to cross to the basket to play for birdie.
Back when this fairway had a few more trees in it as Greg hits one of those trees. Apparently, Emerson was telling me this used to be a par 5. No other changes, just a few more trees.
Wow.
Huh. Game's come a long way.
That's right. That's exactly what he said as well. As players have gotten better, pars are reduced.
In 5 years, this is going to be a par 3.
And everything else will be par 2.
Ricky's drive made this hole look like a par 3, an incredible shot up to the creek and inbounds.
Ooh.
And Calvin's going to be scrambling.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Conrad
That looks-
rarely ever missed a fairway like this.
Yeah, that's
ever.
just like Virginia home. Take me home.
I just want to feel what that feels like for just one day.
I know.
Virginia?
Yeah, never been.
I do
No,
realize
just
that
lacing a backhand full power and just through the trees and not worrying a thing about it.
Mm-hmm.
It looks fun.
Calvin, tree kick towards the end of his approach. He's not completely out of options, but it's going to be tricky, and that right there was special.
Wow.
That went through a ton of tiny gaps.
Yeah, that had to be really scary to go for.
Look at this high spike hyzer. Oh, no. Low.
Uh-oh. Okay, with Ricky's drive up on the creek's edge, opportunity for him to potentially take the lead in the tournament if he can get up and down, and Calvin misses that long bogey or par save.
Calvin did find magic from deep on this hole yesterday.
And he just connected from 85 on the last hole, so who knows?
Jump putting.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
Not expected. That hurts so much more than just hitting a tree if you had thrown the shot from 100 feet farther back. Just, you know, he had 4 options, and that was the one he went with. And
yeah.
Yeah, that one stings right now for Rick.
Yeah, that's about as frustrating as it gets.
Meanwhile, Calvin could make this, but he does not off the right side. So Calvin will drop his second stroke in the last 3 holes. Meanwhile, Barsby's looking to pick up a huge birdie, and he does a huge putt.
And that's all of a sudden, as much as we talked about slow and steady pace, not slow anymore.
Wow.
4 down through 8, 20 under, and a factor.
And a 2, he's going to be 2 back now.
Absolutely a factor to win this.
And you're right, just those 3 in a row quickly.
2 back. 2 back on your home course.
On your home course, a course that you had a hand in designing.
Kind of a dream situation, yeah.
Absolutely, and James is closing it down too, just 4 back.
And you got to imagine, I mean, if you believe in momentum in disc golf, Ricky just made a mistake. Calvin's got 2 bogeys in the last 3 holes. Meanwhile, Greg's birdied the last 3 holes. I mean, definitely some things are happening.
Look, if you've played disc golf, you believe in momentum in disc golf. Are you kidding me?
That's right.
When you're heating up, that is a real thing. You get confident. Greg is rolling right now. This is a hole that could absolutely net you a stroke on everybody, maybe multiple strokes. A birdie here would just be absolutely huge for anybody's chances. Looks a little right.
Yeah, that's not good. That's going to be...
Oh, it fights kind of through.
Wow. Okay, that should... Most shots that look like that on that right side get gobbled up by the cedars, but that is a good break for Greg.
Uh-oh.
Oh, it did.
It got past it. I thought it was tracking badly, but left side.
It's fine.
I don't
That's
think
not
there's a
bad
problem.
there. Yeah.
No, it's far enough up the fairway. He should be fine.
Ooh, that's somewhat friendly that it double kicked like that. Didn't go just careening off to the left. He might have some kind of flex forehand from there. Oh, we saw Calvin ace run this.
And he's done it again. I mean, it's not going to ace run, but this could just park it.
You guys just don't even get it.
He's way past it again.
You don't even understand how special that is.
He threw that so good the first round that the cameraman remembered it. He went farther back so that he could get him doing it again, and then he does it as Ricky also throws a phenomenal shot up to circle's edge.
And I maintain that it doesn't make sense for the cameraman to even be standing there, but Calvin is forcing us to do unreasonable things.
That is... I'm so happy that Josh moved back so we could see that shot in its entirety. Insane.
I can't believe he did that again. I can't believe Greg got here with his shot.
That didn't hit metal, did it?
I don't believe it did.
I thought I heard a little tink, but no, it's just good touch, almost. Can Calvin repeat the comebacker from 50?
Unreal.
Oh my God.
I didn't hear anything about this. I had no idea that
this is so dumb.
that is ridiculous.
And just gaining a quick 3 strokes on the field in the last 2 days. Calvin Heimburg, back-to-back birdies.
You put that hole there where his disc went, and it's a par 4.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he just based it twice.
Yep.
Yeah, back-to-back base job.
And it would actually be a good par 4.
Yeah, it would.
It would be like a good...
It already is.
And we're not going to forget that Ricky just made a fantastic save
Yes, he
from
did.
hitting those first trees on the left. Makes a good putt for par to just lose one shot.
8 players in the field were doing silly things on that hole with the 2s, but Calvin doing it 2 days in a row in the same... I mean, basically... Did we just watch round 2 coverage? Did our editors just make a mistake? I don't even know.
It's no less. It's still impossible. I've seen it 2 days in a row, and it's still impossible. I'm not buying that. That is just crazy.
Selling.
Yeah, that is insane. Things are heating up.
Yes, they are.
Out here. This is just what we come for, to get in here and see these guys go full tilt on this more open back 9. This is going to be incredible. Get back. Final 9 holes of the Texas State Disc Golf Championships coming right up.
Uli, I just saw your name for the first time on that list there. I never saw it there before.
That's not true.
What do you mean?
Been there lots
I just
of times.
never seen it before.
Oh, well, that's probably true.
That is true.
Nah, he's lying. The guy's lying.